Marching to the center in honor of Dr. Njeri Kinyanjui, a scholar of Ubuntu and Justice, delivered at the symposium honoring Professor Njeri Kinyanjui. Dr. Francis Paul Kere, he is a senior lecturer, Department of Sociology, Gender and Development Studies at Kenyatta University. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce myself, permit me a brief and hopefully harmless reflection. The book of Genesis tells us that after creating Adam, God declared, "It is not good for the man to be alone." Ever since then, men have spent centuries trying to understand women, and I sometimes think we are still students in that classroom. Every scholar spends a lifetime studying power. Many years, I believed that power was found in positions, titles, authority, and institutions. Experience has taught me otherwise. Today, I wish to speak about a kind of power that can't be measured, can't be purchased, and it's seldom recognized. As a sociologist, I've spent much of my professional life studying power, how it is acquired, exercised, and sometimes abused. Yet one of the greatest lessons I have learned is that the most enduring forms of power are often the least visible. They are found not in titles or authority, but in ideas that change minds, in mentorship that shapes generation, in compassion that restores dignity, in the quiet courage to stand for what is right. It is precisely this kind of power that brings us together today to honor a remarkable woman, distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. What I have learned over the years is this: the greatest strength of many women is not found in physical power, loud voices, or public display. It lies in quiet wisdom, resilience, more courage, and extraordinary ability to transform the lives of those around them. This afternoon, we gather to celebrate a woman whose life has shown us exactly what quiet strength can accomplish. My name is Dr. Francis Paul Kere. I'm a senior lecturer at Kenyatta University. It is both a privilege and deeply personal honor to stand before you today to pay tribute to a remarkable scholar, an exceptional colleague, and above all, a cherished friend. I have known Njeri Kinyanjui for more than 3 decades. Our paths crossed soon after I joined Kenyatta University through a mutual friend. This time has a way of testing many relationships. Some fade with changing seasons, while others grow stronger with every passing year. Ours belongs to the latter. When I first met Njeri, we were both at the beginning of our academic journeys. She was youthful, energetic, and already displayed a remarkable intellectual curiosity. Few of us realized that young women we met then would one day move from the margins of opportunity to the very center of global conversations on gender, informal economies, and social justice, not by seeking recognition, but by pursuing truth. Over the years, what began as an acquaintance blossomed into a friendship founded on mutual respect, intellectual exchange, and a shared commitment to scholarship. We have celebrated each other's successes, navigated professional challenges together, and witnessed one another growth as scholars and as human beings. Looking back, I have come to appreciate an African truth. Friendship is not measured by the number of years we have known each other, but the depth of the journeys we have shared. There is a Kikuyu saying that Muratane Mugwajawa Jera, a true friend is a companion on life's journey. If that is true, then Mary has been more than a companion. She has been a fellow traveler, a thoughtful critic, a generous mentor, an enduring source of inspiration. It is from that place of friendship, admiration, and profound respect that I invite you to journey with me as we celebrate the life, scholarship, and legacy of Njeri Kinyanjui. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues, today we gather not in sorrow, but in celebration to celebrate the life, scholarship, and enduring legacy of a remarkable colleague and dear friend. Mary's journey began here in Kenya, where many of us shared youthful dreams in the lecture halls of Nairobi University and Kenyatta University. Those were years of intellectual curiosity, spirited debate, and hope for a more just society. Yet they were also years marked by political uncertainty and economic hardship. Like many gifted African scholars of her generation, Mary crossed continents in search of academic freedom, professional dignity, and intellectual space that every scholar deserves. Though she traveled far, her scholarship remained deeply rooted in Africa, consistently giving voice to those whose stories too often go unheard. This tribute is therefore both personal and collective. It celebrates Mary's intellectual brilliance, her unwavering commitment to justice, her embodiment of Ubuntu, and her lifelong dedication to empowering women through knowledge, research, and education. Allow me, however, to make a personal confession. Like many young men raised in African society of my generation, I unconsciously inherited patriarchal assumptions that underestimated the intellectual capacity and leadership of women. Those beliefs were not born of careful reflection of experience, they were absorbed from social environment in which I grew up. The first cracks in those assumptions appeared during my university studies in Europe. There, I encountered women professors and lecturers whose scholarship, confidence, and academic leadership commanded the highest respect. They did not simply teach me new ideas. They did not simply teach me new ideas, they challenged old prejudices. Their excellence forced me to question beliefs that I had accepted without examination. Yet my education did not end there. Returning to Kenya and working alongside scholars such as Njeri Kinyanjui completed that transformation. Through her intellectual rigor, fearless scholarship, humility, and unwavering commitment to social justice, Mary demonstrated that academic excellence knows neither gender nor geographical boundaries. She became not only a respected colleague, but also one of the people who fundamentally reshaped my understanding of scholarship, leadership, and indispensable role of women in transforming society. For that, Mary, I owe you a debt of gratitude that extends far beyond academic companionship. Mentored colleagues, empowered women, and inspired communities to believe that education is not merely a passport to success, but a pathway to freedom and human dignity. Her light has never diminished because she chose to share it generously. As we honor Mary today, let us remember that the greatest tribute we can offer is not found in these words, nor in the applause that will follow. The greatest tribute is to continue the work she has faithfully begun, to defend academic freedom, to pursue truth without fear, to nurture young scholars, to uphold the dignity of every human being, and to ensure that those who society has pushed to the margin are brought to the center of our scholarship, our policies, and our humanity.